Vishaya vinivartante niraharyasya dehina niraharyasya dehina rasa varjam raso api yasya rasa varjam raso api yasya param drashva nivartate param drashta nivartate. The objects of sense turn away from the embodied soul who abstains from feeding on them, but the taste for them remains. Even the taste turns away when the Supreme is seen. The literal translation of this verse includes a person who abstains from feeding on the objects of sense, but it does not only apply to the mouth, but all the senses. It therefore includes any situation where a person does not exercise the senses on the objects. The eye's objects are sights, because even the eyes run after the sight. The ear's objects are words, because the ears run after words. Each sense has its own object. This verse includes any person who does not exercise his senses on the objects. A person who does not exercise his senses on objects, but it doesn't do this, but the desire for the object still remains in the person. One time in medieval India, Akbar asked Bilbo, which animal is it that you do not have to give training to? Bilbo said, it's a cat, because you never have to give training to the cat. Because when you go to the circus, you see all the animals trained. You see pigeons, elephants, tigers, but you never see a cat in a circus, because you can never give training to the cat. Akbar told Bilbo that he will show him some magic. After 15 days or so, Akbar told Bilbo to come to his palace for dinner. Bilbo said, okay. He went and sat down by the table. Akbar clapped his hands twice, and the 9 cats came by the table. The servants had put lamps on the cats' heads, and the cats had balanced the lamps. The emperor looked at Bilbo. The meal continued, and the cats just sat there. Akbar told Bilbo, if you were saying that the cats could not get training, look at the perfect training I have given them. They are standing steady with the lamps on their heads. Bilbo said, it's only today that they're doing it, and it will not happen every day. Akbar said, no, they'll do it every single day. Bilbo told him he'll come and see it every single day. So Bilbo said he'll come back tomorrow and see if they'll get trained. The next night, Bilbo came for dinner again. Akbar clapped his hands again, and once again the 9 cats came, balancing the lamps on their heads. They started eating, and Akbar asked Bilbo whether now he agreed that they could get trained. Bilbo had planned for this dinner by putting a mouse in his pocket. He picked up the mouse out of his pocket, let it loose outside. As soon as these cats saw the mouse, all these lamps fell on the floor. The cats and the lamps were everywhere. Akbar asked, how did this happen? Bilbo said that one mouse can make 9 cats dance to its tune. The cats could only be trained until they did not see the mouse. Similarly, the senses can only be trained until they do not see the object. As soon as the object is seen, then the senses immediately start running. What is the reason for this? However much training you give the senses, the desire does not go away. The cats got the training, but the inner desire for the mouse did not go away. No. Until the desire does not go away, then all that training is futile. How can this desire go away? There is only one way. Shri Krishna says it here in the last few words of this verse, that when you see something superior, something great, will this desire go away? You have to make the desires sublimated. If the senses have a small desire for something, then sublimate them to have an interest in something superior and something greater. For example, if the ears have a desire for musical words, what type of music do the ears desire? Pop music? Take them towards God. Let this music with a beat go away, and let them listen to bhajans, divine music, and then you will feel the bliss. The desire changed because you gave it a greater option, a supreme option. Then from bhajans, take it to classical divine music, which is very peaceful, very beautiful. The desire changed again is you gave it a superior option. Then keep changing this again, and keep giving it greater and greater options. Imagine a mother has her 1-year-old child with a nanny. She's at a music concert where one of the best singers in the world is performing. The mother has left the child for the first time. The show starts at 9 p.m, it becomes 10:30 p.m, 11 p.m. The mother has got great interest in this music, and a singer has come from abroad, and therefore such chances do not come up over and over again. She's tried so hard to get this ticket. She's booked so much in advance. However, as soon as it gets to 10:30 p.m, then a woman remembers her child. She remembers that she feeds the child when it gets to 10:30 p.m. She wants to feed the child. Once she has this desire, then no matter who the singer is, and no matter if it's the best singer in the world, then the mother will leave the concert and run straight home. Where did the interest in the concert go away? Because she found a better option than the concert, something supreme, something greater than it. She remembered something greater than it. She got pulled to something greater than it. Therefore, the inferior object of the sense went away just like that. Until one does not know what is superior, then one just holds on to the inferior thing and just sits there. A person could be sitting there with a piece of glass in his fist. His fist is bleeding, his hand is bleeding, but he will not let go because a piece of glass seems precious to him. But if you point out some more precious stones on the floor, then he picks them up and he gets enthralled by them. As soon as you tell him that these precious stones are his and that he has a right to them, then you will not even have to tell him to throw away the piece of broken glass in his hands. He'll throw it away himself and try to hold those precious stones. This is the nature of human beings. As soon as it sees something superior, then it immediately leave that thing that's inferior. If you see something wrong happening in society, and if you see wrong things happening everywhere, rather than complaining about it, put something superior there, and a person will be able to see what is right and what is wrong, or what should be done and what should not be done. For example, you hear on Facebook, like, you know, what happens today, people talk about parties or whatever. If someone goes and puts up videos of the Bhagavad Gita class, you've given them a superior option, and that option is there. It's not fighting and complaining about those things, but giving them a superior option. Everyone has the intelligence to make the right choice. Create a better option, and the true person who wants to improve society always does this. Rather than complaining about it, he creates a better option. You cannot change society by giving lectures complaining about how bad it is and asking for it to be changed. No. In order to change society, you have to create a better option, a superior option. You show them that this is the way to live. They will start to live that way by themselves. At the beginning, 2 people will live that way, then 5, and then 10. After seeing the lives of these 10 people, 100 people will live their lives in that way. Do this in life. Create a superior option. However, when a better option is created, this requires a lot of effort, a lot of concentration, and mental strength to follow. The senses are very powerful. We may decide that we really want to go to a discourse on the Gita, make up in our minds at the beginning of the day to go. We make all the preparations and have our food according to the schedule so we can go at 6 o'clock. The discourse is going to start at 7 p.m. We're about to leave work at 6 p.m. or house, in fact, at 6 p.m. We switch channel, and on the TV comes a classic film that we haven't seen. It's coming on the music channel. We sit down to watch that film. It becomes late. What should we do? When we sat down to watch the film, we already had made a strong decision to go and see the Gita discourse. We had made this decision with determination. We had made all the preparations, yet in the last minute, we changed our minds. This often happens whenever we are about to do good deeds. We make a firm decision and want to do it, but then we change our minds in the last minute. Why does this happen? Shri Krishna shows us in the next verse.